My family scared them away. I just wish there was some way I can make them understand how embarrassing they are.
Welcome back to Diane. Erica, it's time for Mario's little confession.
Erica, you know I love you, but I gotta come clean. I'm not really a man. I'm a woman.
Oh my God, you're a woman?
Well, actually, I'm not really a woman. I'm a horse.
Oh my God, you're a horse?
Actually, I'm not really a horse. I'm a broom.
Okay. So, how do you feel?
To be honest with you, Diane, I'm surprised.
Observation. We are...
Good word, Jonathan. Good word, observation.
Yeah,
good word.
yeah. I've learned to be less judgy as time. I'm mellowing with age. But my observation is that, so Guy and I are both dyslexic. I don't know if any of the other three of you have anything to add to that, but once I read about dyslexia in other people, I recognized what I was doing in my own brain. And the ability to step out of oneself and observe is not common. Self-awareness is not common. I thought it was absolutely common because I have it so strongly. Peter. How?
I think one of the things is, and I have this phrase which I love, which is awareness and choice.
Right.
So like you just said, when you become aware of the way you work and the way other people work, then you have the choice of how to react to it. And up until that point, and I've done that, you know, for decades in my career, I just reacted. I just did, because I not even I didn't think, I just did. I reacted. And taking that step back and discovering. So I know friends with ADHD and with dyslexia, and I was very, very judgmental. And then realized, well, actually, there's a huge amount of strength and a huge amount of contribution in a different way of thinking. You know, somebody with autism, somebody with dyslexia, somebody with ADHD, someone with so-called whatever is normal.
Yeah.
Everyone brings something, and then that's harnessing it, rather than negating all the things that they don't do. So it's having that awareness and choice.
All right. Well, look, we are saying that the first step for expanding your leadership capabilities is management insights. So, Chris, when we're talking about that, and I think if you can relate it to Sydney, to maybe add some value to her experience as a new entrepreneur.
Yeah, I mean, I might need to just step back a little bit, if that's all right, because a lot of the challenges that we face are the natural outcome of the world in which we've grown up, right? Which is that every kid is born curious, and then we put them in this system that says, listen, Guy, you got some great questions, but here's what I want you to do. Learn these answers to these questions and you can go to the next level. So it's no wonder that life begins to look like it's a series of events and incremental steps and grades, if you like. And you know, we've known for some time that creativity gets squeezed out of us, right? We get formatted to perform in a world that thinks it already knows what it needs.
Yeah.
All right. And that works fine until that world begins to unravel, right? So the truth is, we probably wouldn't be having the conversations about dyslexia and ADHD as being a different kind of strength if the world wasn't massively changing right now.
Right.
It would have been seen as not normal or non-conformist or just a problem or just unfortunate rather than a strength.
I think I embody all of those things.
Right. So leadership insight really is this idea of, what do you think is really going on here? Because, I mean, back in '95, Michael Gerber wrote this book called The E-Myth, the entrepreneurial myth, why 80% of small businesses don't work and what to do about it.
Okay.
And at the time, he was saying, well, the missing link really is just not thinking systemically. You know, people turn up to start a business thinking like an employee,
Mm.
right? I'm an accountant, an architect, a plumber, whatever. I no longer want to do that for him or her. I want to do that for myself. And everything about my experience to date tells me that I just have to be good at what I do.
Mm.
And it should work. But there are so many more things to think about when you're trying to engineer a company. All of a sudden, you're now responsible for sales, marketing, HR, systems, processes, the whole thing. And that requires a different way of thinking. So leadership insight, I would say, is about expanding your mind and your horizons to understand what are all the pieces of the puzzle in play. Because you can ignore the pieces of the puzzle, but that doesn't mean they're not in play, right?
Yeah.
Marketing's in play, sales is in play. Every aspect of leadership is in play, from vision, strategy, mission, purpose, communication. I mean, it's all in play.
Well, I will throw a stick in the spokes there.
That's
and
fine.
just observe that we've all, so apart from Sydney, we're all old men who've had corporate experience. And when you have corporate experience, even if you don't work in another silo of the business, you are operationally aware of it. How does someone that's not had that experience begin to see as you describe?
Well, you can either read 100 books and hope that you learn fast enough.
Okay.
Or one of the things I've tried to do, and it's probably partly because the way I'm wired and I don't have a label for it, but I'm a visual thinker.
Mm.
And I think there's something very powerful about mapping out visually what are all the pieces of the puzzle and how do they hang together? Because once you see something, you can't unsee it. You could read 1 million words and forget 90% of them and not really change the way you're perceiving it. And perception may as well be everything, right? Because, so I would say, get hold of some models that help you understand how the puzzle fits together. You will learn much, much faster and have much more clarity than just reading, random books about, one book about sales, one about marketing, one about communication. That's a very slow way of learning how to put the puzzle together, I would say.
Jonathan,
I think
Jonathan, sorry, Peter. Let me take that a step further. To me, and I've been doing this for 25 years, the bottom line is every single person that starts a business needs to find the right type of business coach, okay, at the right affordability to actually, because it's a lonely place and you need someone to bounce ideas off visually, as Chris said. And there are some great models, but to actually think through those and work through those and have that time. If you're not investing, you're investing in your business, okay, as an entrepreneur. You're not going to invest in someone to help you through that, okay? You're on a hiding to nothing. And if you look at, and it's from where I'm sitting, is most of the businesses, that's another reason why they fail,